Hello everyone, this is episode 5 of our Game of the Month Minotaur Gladiator here with Ultraviolent 4. In the last one we picked up our first rune of the game here in Swamp. We got the freezing ending, which wasn't too horrible because we had this +5 Morning Star with RC+++. Without that it would have been a lot harder. Especially when you consider our anemic offense. We're still fighting with a +1 war axe primarily. It's really sad. You should probably buy a weapon shop if you haven't already. Alright, so our choices here are between going to our second rune vault, second rune branch rather, which is Spider's Nest, or an idea I've been sort of flirting with is heading into vaults for a little bit. So this might sound crazy, and maybe it is, but maybe it's not. Think about it. Well, the reason I say that is that we have a scroll of brand weapon and 7 enchant weapon scrolls. So as soon as we find a broadaxe, we're pretty much set for our weapon for the game. And there are a lot of enemies that tend to have broadaxes in vaults. You find them on Vault Guards, on Vault Wardens, on Death Knights, are not uncommon. They're probably the more common they're probably the more common enemies that more commonly have broadaxes. There you go. But I still don't think I'm going to do it. And the reason that I'm not going to is because the defenses on this character are so utterly insane that I don't mind that our offense is so weak because we can't die anyway. So I think I'm going to hold that off. Maybe if this is terrible, we can try to go get a better weapon. Or I might just snap and fund a weapon shop myself. As far as our resistances go here in Spider, this ring that we've got, the all up top, is pretty much the perfect Spider's Nest ring. We've got our poison for all the spiders and then C invis for Ghost Moss. So pretty much we're all set. Yeah, that's basically it. Alright, who's about to lose their bet? Will Ultra ever fire any poison needles this game? The answer is yes. Running after orb spiders with an axe is a sad and very frustrating time. They're all susceptible to poison, so instead you can just shoot these spiders and then they'll die. Because not only did that really just wrap around this spider, and if that hits me, I hit the rock wall. Okay, if that hit me, I would have rage quit and never played this game ever again. Let me put this somewhere I can use it. On B. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so not only is it really annoying chasing after the orb spiders as they kite you, it also can be quite dangerous because if you're not paying attention, they can just drag you into areas where there are more enemies. And then you fight those enemies while they're shooting orbs at you. And then you chase them again, and then it just to infinity. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna fire a lot of poison needles in here. Even with no throwing, it's still pretty good. Not as good as it used to be once upon a time. I see there's another ghost vault. Let me just we should deal with this guy first. Emperor Scorpion. Oh, he got caught in the net. Okay, in the web. He didn't really. He's not a spider, so he. Can we trick him into getting webbed? We can. Okay, he got out of it really quickly. Alright. But this is kind of a problem. Defenses are so good it doesn't matter. These Emperor Scorpions have a lot of natural AC. So with a +1 War Axe, we kind of... I think we're tickling him more than we're hitting him with an axe. I don't know, but yeah, again, he can't kill us, so it's fine. This is not a real person. A Vorpal weapon, it's a Centaur Hunter with a lot of AC. You can hit for 41 damage, and our prize would be a Phantom Mirror. I sort of just couldn't be bothered. Once upon a time, Centaur Ghosts were a lot scarier than they are now because they were still fast. So you would, well, there were also no ghost vaults, so he'd just be roaming. But now we get the option of just ignoring him forever. So, I don't know, I think we probably will. Here's some more Ice Blast. We have 12 charges now. At some point, it might not be a horrible idea to train more evocations. Because we're a Minotaur and our fighting aptitudes are so good, we're going to run out of things to train eventually. And the real bonus of evocations is that because we have Guardian Spirit with the hat of the Bear Spirit, more evocations means more magic points, means more HP. But we'll see about that. I'm not in a hurry, but it's not out of the question that I might train more evocations than 8. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm reformed. Yeah, I'm in half a mind to hold down my tab button, but I'm mindful that other spiders might turn up. And that would be a very embarrassing way to die. Alright. I'm waiting for a broadaxe. I don't know why. Oh, we got confused. It's fine. We got 10 potions of curing. Alright, well we didn't need to poison needle that guy because he just put himself in the corner. But yeah, I've got broadaxes on the mine, so I keep expecting to find one. But our chances of finding a broadaxe... Oh, here's a hand axe. That might be usable. At this point you're in Spider's Nest, you've already got a rune. You probably shouldn't be getting too excited about magical hand axes. But if that's a Lek, or if that's Venom, that will very easily be an upgrade to a +1 War Axe. Let's find out. Odds of that being distortion are low, but we have 13 identify scrolls. I'm just going to do it. It's hand axe of Lek. Okay, that is an upgrade over a +1 War Axe. Basically, the Elect brand is so broken that it owns on everything, but especially on a fast weapon, like this hand axe swings at 0.6. Is that just the same as our War Axe? 0.7. Okay, so yeah, the hand axe is faster. The faster it is, the more often you trigger Elect, the more damage you do. Here's a second centaur. Okay, I got excited by the centaur barding. When you're playing a centaur, you never ever find them. In this game so far, that's the second one that's just been lying around in the dungeon. I think there was one in Lair as well. And that looks like some curare. I'm gonna pick that up for our blue gun. Okay, well here you go. Now you can take bets here again. Seeing as you just lost the poison needle challenge, will Ultra fire a curare needle this entire game? If I were betting, I'd say no. I don't know. Well, let's see. You decide. We've been confused. It's only this one enemy, that's fine. Won't blow one of our 9 curing potions. Here's an artifact ring. We're gonna ID this. Flight and an RF plus ring. We're carrying around our chainmail of cold resistance in prep for the ice cave that we're going to find. Or at least the ice cave that I'm trying to meme into reality. I think we don't need a Morningstar freezing anymore, now that we've sort of finished killing hydras. Our other Morningstar is still useful for RLEC, should we need it. Although also kind of dangerous. Oh, this is another ghost fort, is it? Or it's just some sort of interesting room. I don't know how I feel about that room. Maybe we'll do it later, but for now I think we're going to skip that. In fact, I'm just going to X out this entrance. Alright, so we've done everything else. Yeah, maybe there are broadaxes in there. I don't know. Anyway, having more RF lets us mess around with emulation if we want to. Hey. I think for most of these regular spiders, if you just shoot and connect with one poison needle, they'll probably die. Let's test this theory. Okay, that's a no. No, they both did about half their HP, so you need to hit them twice. I think the duration depends on your throwing skill. Don't quote me on that though, that might be completely fake news. This scroll of enchant armor is going immediately on our cloak of fire resistance. And any future ones, I don't know if we might put them straight into our chainmail. We have a treasure trove that wants a +4 dragon scales, fire dragon scales. I don't know. 4 enchant armor scrolls for trove isn't too much to ask. The issue is going to be great. Why do we? Okay. The game put me in the web there. I don't remember if I hit tab or auto explore, but one of the two just walked into that web. Anyway, the point is with Gozag, it's going to be very difficult to get fire dragon scales. That's the stuff of death, not exciting. So yeah, I don't know if I'd... Oh, that's a spark wasp. Well, this is why we've got the morning star, so we can wield that, and then we'll have Aralek. Although these guys are still very dangerous. I might try polymorphing it. It's 51% chance. Okay, you might be thinking, yikes, an Etten. Yes and no. So it can still hit twice for 45 damage each, but because we polymorphed it into an Etten, it's not carrying 2 large maces, so it's less dangerous than a regular Etten would be. Quite a lot less dangerous, actually. It's kind of like an ogre without its giant club. I mean, it still hits kind of hard, but it's the giant club plus the ogre that gets you. Like the animation as the poison needle flies. Seems like my own computer is slower than when I'm playing it on the online server, which is interesting. We got shafted. Okay. So yeah, that's one of the things that the seed won't keep constant across games. When and if you get trapped by the exploration effects, is still random to your game. So that could have very different effects in a seed. I mean, you get shafted for 3 floors in the early game, or you get shafted into a really nasty situation. Could very easily cause you to die, whereas it won't for someone else playing the same seed. One is scatter shot. This is strongest against hydras and monsters like that, but we've already fought all our hydras. Do I care? No, I'm just gonna ignore it. I don't know. I don't like Wanda's scattershot much, but that's because I normally am not playing with any evocation skill. Whether it's legit with 8, I'm not really sure because I always ditch them. So I don't know. Maybe that should be an argument for me using them. Figure out how good they actually are. Or I could just ignore it like I always do. Oh, okay. For a second there, I saw these doors and I just suddenly thought, this looks kind of like an end vault. Are we on Spider 4 right now? But no, we're not. Is this kind of spooky maybe? That was a lot of hornets and these doors are giving me a bit of pause for thought. I don't know how I feel about this. Well, I'm going in anyway. Okay, it's alright. I had a chance to step out of the shallow water, but I didn't take it. But I've stepped back onto this one. You don't want to fight enemies standing in shallow water if it's going to give you a penalty, like it would for our Minotaur. Alright, so we have a much easier time fighting Emperor Scorpions now, because we've got an elect branded weapon. Lig. Oh, that's something we can... I can keep Lig. I've had some bad situations in the late game with Cursed Toes, especially now that you're much more likely to be affected by exploration traps in Zot, especially Zot 5. Oh, that's our large shield. Let me finish my train of thought. I've had a few times where I've been teleported into the Zot 5 lungs, and there's been a cursed toe around, and I've been very thankful that I had lignification, even late in the game. Alright, so Louise, first thing to check, can she banish you? In our case, not really, 2%, although if I just give up 9 magic points, or actually I can give up our poison, yeah, that's a better play. We can make it 0%. Okay, the other thing to note is that she has lightning bolt, so it might make sense to use the Morning Star. I don't know, I'm just gonna fight her. So 2 things here. We're gonna get a large shield. It's an artifact large shield, so the large shield of the villain. I hope that's not a bad sign that she's about to take us down. With RN plus, regen plus, stealth plus. So yeah, I mean, having a large shield is good. Having a large shield with regen plus on it is pretty nice. But another thing to note is that we could use her demon trident. We probably won't. So because this hand axe of Elec is perfectly fine, but say we're still using the +1 war axe at this point, I would take her demon trident of draining and use it, because we'd have 10.7 polearms. That would be stronger than a +1 war axe. Not sure it's stronger than hand axe of Elec though. Okay, so she can't double zap us here, which is important to note. Okay, I don't think we need the Arlec. You might be wondering why I didn't try to curare her. Because she's got a large shield. Have a look at our message log here. This is sort of a bit of a block off, but Louise is blocking a lot of our attacks. If I try to shoot curare, or netting is a similar thing. Nets tend to be pretty weak against shield monsters. She'd just block it. So let's ditch our regular shield. Pick up her large one. I really like that tile. Not the tile on it, I mean the inventory tile, that one. Looks awesome. Which means we need to change our skills again. So I'm going to focus shields actually. And we want to bring this to 25, which is the skill cutoff for a large shield. So, why am I training throwing? I'm not. Oh, because we're a gladiator, we started with some. That makes sense. Yeah, so we're focusing fighting and shields. Dodging is almost... It's probably very close. Yeah, 11.9. Extremely close to getting to our target of 12. And then we'll be training these 3 skills for a while. Fighting, armor, shields. And I'm not going to bother with her demon trident. Although again, if we still just had the plain +1 war axe, I'd definitely be using the demon trident. And at that point, I might have just completely given up on shields altogether and just been like, hell, we're a polearms character now. Let's just train polearms to 14. But yeah, aside from enemies that are immune or resistant to Elec, I think you can pretty much kill everything in the game with a hand axe of Elec. Like, you can fight liches no problem. Ancient liches, no, but regular liches, yes. Another 5 charges of the Wand of Clouds, so we now have 9 Wand of Clouds charges. That's quite amazing. I think we're going to have to train some more evocations. That's super strong. There's our 12 for dodging. I'm a little bit less excited about evocations now that we just found a large shield, because we're going to be training shields for a lot longer. But I mean, I don't know. We don't really have hex ones, so I'm still not in a hurry, I guess. How about if we find a bunch more of paralysis ones? I'll train more evocations. Oh boy, that's a fun stare. Let's never come back to that one. Surrounded by orb spiders. Like, how many was that? About 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. That's a great welcome to the floor. I mean, I can sit here shooting them with poison, but if they all shoot orbs at the one time, I mean, we could block a bunch maybe. But I could see us just dying in a massive hail of orbs of destruction. Meaning our own destruction. And am I doing anything about it? No, I'm just fighting them all the same. Okay, that one should die. Oh yeah, and when they collide, they explode like that. Oh, we still got more HP than it looks like, due to Guardian Spirit. You guys just die. Why won't you die? I'm just gonna shoot you with a flame wand to end you. Sick of this. Right, so we are on Spider's Nest 4 now. We have not seen any ghost moss, which reminds me, I've been doing this without any up poison on. That's definitely a mistake. Being in Spider's Nest without up poison. Well, I hadn't noticed yet, which shows you the efficacy of a large shield, right? It's probably just blocking everything. We got a new scroll here. There can't be many we don't know. I'm going to do /- to have a look. I think there's a good chance this is acquirement. It can be acquirement, holy word, silence, vulnerability. Especially if that's silence, I don't want to waste it. So we're going to ID it. It is silence. Alright, so we need to make space. Let's just drop our +1 war axe. We already know that we're carrying brand weapon, so I don't want to be carrying it just in case we happen upon a brand weapon. Alright, this is going to be our rune vault here to the right. Okay, you're going to die. I want to do this at the end, so we're going to X that out. We're going to get swarmed anyway. I think this ending, this looks like the rocket ship ending. I think this often has Moss of Wrath in it. So you need to be extremely careful that if you see a Moth of Wrath, you don't also see an Emperor Scorpion at the same time. Lest you don't see anything else for much longer. That's a summoning scroll. We need to drop something for that. I'm really not used to seeing my inventory visually. I mean, I can look at my inventory there on the right and just decide, you know, maybe I don't want one acid charge, or maybe I don't want. You know what? I'm gonna ditch the ice ring. Okay, so chances of finding ice cave, not impossible, but much lower now that we haven't found it in our lair rune branches. I think the only place it could still spawn is in Elf. I don't think ice cave ever spawns in vaults. And if we do really need RC, we've got the Morning Star. And on that same thinking, I'm going to drop the chainmail of cold resistance. You know, speaking of elf, so the game really wants me to go polearms. Here's an artifact trident. It's an RLX weapon. Of RLX weapons, I think the +5 Morningstar is better. Right, yeah, speaking of elf, I think we probably go do that before vaults, if only so that we can go do the Hall of Blades and find a broadaxe. I don't know, I mean, broadaxes are not uncommon in vaults either, so maybe that's a toss-up. Alright, that's everything for the rocket ship here at the end. Let's back up. We've got a bunch of spiders and the like swarming us. And at any point, if we're standing there, so if we're fighting here at the edge of the end vault, any noise we make can attract other spiders to come investigate. So we might end up with an endless stream of enemies. Whereas by backing up here, we can fight them away from the rest. And then we get to rest between fights. Got some good natural choke points over here. This is exactly the annoying situation you don't want. I'm just gonna chase down the orb spider, I'm getting too annoyed. How Minotaurs at throwing 0? I'm just curious. We're not going to train the blowgun, but if I were to, 0 throwing is okay, not great. Oh, okay, yeah, I don't want anything to do with a dispersal trap in Spider's Nest. So that dispersal trap that's up and to the top, I'm gonna go down instead. I can imagine everything blinking everywhere and you're being blinked onto webs and getting webbed as well. Sounds like an absolute nightmare. I'm half tempted to put you finding a dispersal trap as a force more because they're actually that dangerous. Like you can get blinked off stairs and then have a very nasty time. I think I had that happen in the tournament. I don't remember if I died. I think maybe I did die, where I got dispersal trapped off the stairs. I had to go down to the next floor because I couldn't fight my way back. And then maybe I got shafted, I don't know. It was some long series where I died over like the next hour or so. But I don't think I ever made it back after that dispersal trap. That was our rune there. And I don't think this is actually the rocket ship ending. There's our second rune. Yeah, the ghost moth actually is a little bit more threatening to us in some ways because it's also draining all our magic points. Okay, I'm just gonna come up and clear this stuff. Okay, considering that the worst was probably what we've already fought, this dispersal trap should be okay. Well, okay, these rooms are just the same, but at least we're not fighting in vision of the trap. Got all the force morphs for your power is leaking away. Spark wasp. Let's try to polymorph it again. That worked pretty well the last time. Yeah, yep, an anaconda, definitely less dangerous. See, who tells you not to train evocations? It's a great skill. Alright, that's it for Spider's Nest. Alright, so there's our decision that we just spoke about. We can either go to Vaults, or we can go to Elf. Okay, if we go to Elf, we don't naturally have RC. We have MR covered, and we can get RC and we can get RLEC. And we would be looking for broadaxes in the Hall of Blades. The not having RC all the time also counts against vaults, because you're going to meet dragons, you're going to meet things like freezing race sometimes, but mostly dragons, frost giants. So where do I think I'm going to find a broadaxe? Maybe an elf? Another good thing about elf is that often they have shops and we have 11,500 gold. Because I have never funded a merchant at all. And we haven't bribed anything. Our 2 lair branches were both ones that we couldn't bribe. So that's another thing actually. We could potentially bribe elf 3. And we could just waltz in. I don't think I will, but it's possible. I think I'm going to go to elf. Can we have RC at all times? No. Our only RC ring is the ice, which will also take away our RF points, so that doesn't work. Because we don't really need an R poison scene Viz ring in elf. Let's just check out what jewelry there is lying around. Oh, I was wondering why the falchion showed up. It was a jeweled falchion, and I searched for jewel with a double L. Do we want to do some ghost busting? Don't remember. We're coming out of... Oh yeah, there was a crazy thing in Spider 1. Okay, let's do that. Okay, and then we'll do the lair ghosts, and then we'll do the orc ghosts, and then we'll head into elf. So it was Spider 2 or Spider 1? Spider 1. Yeah, there's a crazy ruined room up here, which I don't recognize, and it's got dancing weapons in it. I vaguely remember doing a spider thing with dancing weapons, but I don't properly remember if this is very dangerous or not. I mean, as a general rule, you shouldn't do rooms. You shouldn't ever be opening manual stealth rune doors. Alright, so our loot, it looks like if we make it to the end, we can get a lightning rod and a manual stealth. Let's go. Oh, there's an artifact plate armor. Okay, I lied. That might be amazing. More strength. Do I care that our int is only 5? Not really. +5 plate armor of RLEC. Just to show you, this is not going to be as good as the crystal plate armor, almost certainly. 37 AC, 12 evasion, that's 49. 34 and 16, that's 50. Alright, well. So we're giving up 3 AC for 4 evasion, and we're getting RLEC at all times in the process. I think for the moment this is worth. It might not stay worth, because we can enchant armor, our crystal plate armor, and we can also, as we get more armor skill, it's heavier, it's higher base armor will give us more extra AC. I'm just gonna ignore the manual stealth. I'm gonna ignore the lightning rod as well. Not because they're bad per se, it's more because I'll never remember. Alright, we've got another artifact. Armor, it's a chainmail. +6 chainmail with +9 magic points. That one's not too exciting. Okay. Having a RLX plate armor in Elf is actually, well, I don't want to say exciting, but it's pretty useful. Where are our ghosts? One's in left 5, one's in left 4. From memory, there wasn't any good loot. It was all rations. Yeah, see, now we have the Alec axe. We should have no trouble killing ghosts. Oh yeah, we're probably not ever doing the ghost in Orc because it has mutators in there. Are you immune? No, you're not resistant to Alec. There you go, you go down. There was one in Orc. Oh, there was another ghost in Spider. Hang on. The Centaur, I remember now. Yeah. You are Alec? No. So you go down pretty quickly too. And we can get a Phantom Mirror, which we can't carry. I wish I hadn't come in here. I'm gonna ditch the chainmail cold resistance. Chances of finding Ice Cave now are low, and we still have the Morningstar. We're going to Orc 2, I believe. Although, I'm pretty sure this was the Necrosex. So, if that's true, I don't want to do it. Yeah, it's Necrosex. Are we going to fight Necrosex for a little bit of gold and 1 ration? I don't think so. Let's go to Elf. We've got 3 pips of MR, and we have plenty of HP. 178, and then another 32 worth of magic. Sort of don't have any good rings to replace the R poison with for Elf. We have the Crackle of Arcane Power. We are met by an Air Elemental and an Annihilator. This is really scary. The Annihilator can hit us with Crystal Spears for 102 damage. And the Air Elemental can do Tornado and pull us off the stairs. It's kind of like the Dispersal Trap we were talking about earlier, where being taken off the stairs can put you in very compromising positions. And let me tell you about compromising positions. Well, I can Ice Blast it. These guys are quite evasive, right? Yeah, but Ice Blast can't miss. Okay, so he went down to the 2 Ice Blasts. Well, that's good. It would be nice to get into the Wizlab. We have 3 magic mapping. Yeah, why not? You can always fund scroll shops and get more magic mappings. So where is it? Down there. Okay. Let's sort of fight off these elves. Oh yeah, our HP regen is 1.2 a turn. I was about to say so fast, and then I remembered you can actually check exactly. We got 2 sources of extra regen, or 3 effectively. So our Guardian Spirit is like regen with our magic. We have plus regen on our shield, and also an Amulet of Regeneration. So I was just thinking we're not going to be able to rest as we fight to the Wizlab, but we don't really need to, because our HP comes back so quickly. Am I going the right way? Either way works. And something I should do... before I go into the Wizlab is that I should drop some gear. Because the last thing I want to do is find a bunch of good loot in the Wizlab and then not be able to carry it out. So I'm going to drop the Crystal Plate Armor. I don't know. Bunch of ones. I might need these. I might need all of these. Okay, I've changed my mind. I'm going to drop the Crystal Plate Armor. brand weapon, enchant weapon, magic mapping. Okay, if we find more loot than that, I'll be surprised. We got the Hall of the Hellbinder. Okay, this is in some ways one of the nastier starts to one of these Wiz Labs, because you don't start anymore at an exit, so you have to fight your way. So quite often with these portals, you come inside and you can assess, can I fight this? Yes, no. If not, I can leave. But with Hellbinder, okay, so we didn't have to fight far. But I don't know if actually monsters can spawn around you. So maybe it isn't as bad as I was making it out to be. Okay, disregard everything I just said. But I don't know, I feel like I swear that I've had instances of this where I've had to actually fight through packs of monsters to get back to an exit. Could be wrong. That is a Tormentor. I would also say Demon Trident, it's just plain. Okay. Do we really not have any in this? We really don't. Okay, Tormentors can't see invisible, so that's one nice trick to not get tormented. We could Potion Petition and look for invis. We could also quaff lignification and become torment immune. But the thing is, we're going to get totally trolled, because we're going to be a tree who can't move, and all these red devils are going to poke us with their pole arms from a tile away. I'm going to try for one Potion Petition, and if we don't get invis, then I'm going to quaff the league, I think. Another play I could do is to read a Fog Scroll and then just step down, so the Tormentor would have to come right up to us to torment us, at which point we could just hit it with the axe. But anyway, I'm going to go with this play. Let's do a Potion Petition. No invis. I guess let's take Haste and Agi. That's the best thing to fight with here. Or Might and Agi is good too, but resistance doesn't help us against this set of foes. The flight doesn't either. So I think the haste is more useful. There's a Hellion. Okay, so this is going from bad to worse. The Hellion can call down Damnation on us, but he's probably unlikely to if it's going to hit all these other monsters around us. So I guess we're more worried about the Tormentor. I'm going to read a Fog. And then just not get tormented. Okay, that works. Just don't get tormented. It's easy. Okay, and then let's get up in the face of the Hellion. Yeah, it can't shoot us with all these other demons around. This is another Demon Trident. +4 Demon Trident of Flaming. Yeah, so the game is really trying to get us to use pole arms. We've had 3 Demon Tridents now, maybe 4, and not a single broadaxe. Here's a Nekasek. I really don't want to get mutated. We've only got 5 potions and there are more in shops. Okay, I'm not too worried. The Cacodemon can also mutate. Your vision blurs, perfect. Right. Okay, so it now takes longer for us to read scrolls. Well, before I even think about trying to mutate out of this, I think we should finish this Wiz Lab. We might make more mutators in here. This scroll that we don't know is probably a climate. It's Holy Word. Alright, well, just to appease Hans, we can use it in here. We can use it against these demons. We can use it against the Tormentor. Here we go. Alright, let's read the Holy Word. Oh, we have slow reading. It's okay. It'll be worth it. We'll only get tormented once. Okay, never mind. We didn't get tormented. There's a Hellion. I immediately stepped next to the Hellwing, so that, again, this guy won't want to damn me. This is a Demon Trident of Venom. Would have been extremely useful weapon in Spider Nest. Here's our Hellbinder. So he has Hell Damnation, that's scary. Summon Demon, Blink Away, Summon Greater Demon, Haste, Abjuration. Hell Damnation and Haste are probably the two ones that should scare you the most. But these guys tend not to be too bad. Although I say that. And then he could summon a bunch of demons. Is he Aralek? No. He also... Or she. She also has the Magin Bow. So she's potentially vamping as she hits us. Okay, turns out that she can make fiends. Really? Oh, that's what a greater demon is. Yeah, it's fiends. Okay. I have decided that I'm now very afraid. Although, if the fiends torment, she's gonna die. She's gonna be hit as well. So maybe I don't care too much. I could throw a clouds out here, just finish her off a bit quicker. And I don't have to play around with the fiends. Yeah, they were choosing not to torment, it looked like. Alright, so we get manual summonings. I'm going to insta drop that. We're never doing summonings. A runed blowgun. Here we go. It's a +2 blowgun, strict upgrade. That's a magical cloak. It's poison resistance. Yeah, I'm always going to want fire over poison. Although we can bring it out of here because it doesn't harm us to do it. Rune Demon Whip. It's freezing, whatever. Again, if we were still with the War Axe, I'd use it though. That rapier is pretty bad. That's a +3 slaying ring. Well, I was saying we didn't have a good second ring for Elf, but +3 slaying will definitely do the trick. So I'll swap out our poison ring for that one. And this was a plain ring somewhere. There. We need to drop more stuff. Oh yeah, we're never going to use the Magin Bow. This one is +6 dex. We don't want that. And I think we're done here. I'm not going to bother with the Demon Tridents. How about I do a search, Control F and period, just to make sure I haven't skipped over anything. Doesn't look like it. Okay, yeah, I'm happy. Oh yeah, right. So we can drop some of this stuff again. We'll drop the poison resistance cloak, and then we can I'll pick up the magic mapping. This other stuff we can always come back and get. It's fine just sitting there. When and if we ever find a broadaxe. Armor to 17. Alright. So I can't look in the monster list anymore and check what those dancing weapons are. Oh! Well, we just found a vampiric broadaxe. Alright, well, there you go. So we found our weapon. We don't even need the brand weapon scroll. Oh! You don't get dancing weapons when you go Zach. Debated.